What is going on YouTube? Haterback making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Now, specifically in today's episode, we do have a few important things to go over in great detail. As you guys know, yesterday's video, we actually had a kind of a bull run in a sense on most of the major cryptocurrencies. However, the thing you need to think about is within the movement that we had yesterday, with everything breaking out, it was breaking out on the 4-hour charts, and this inherently means that you got to get in and you got to get out quick by putting those stop losses up and locking in those profits, because just as quickly as we move up is just as quickly as we move down, because we're trading on the 4-hour charts and not on the daily or weekly charts, which means things happen at a much quicker rate. Instead of them taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, it could take just a couple of hours. Just within the day, we could see a movement all the way up, and that would be the end of the run, and then we could correct all the way back down. And as you guys can see, that's kind of what is happening here. You can see within XRP, we haven't actually, well, we did correct downwards, believe it or not, from our high. This was, I believe, yesterday, the second we had a high of 62 cents on XRP. And literally by the end of the day, we were at a low of 59 cents. So you can see there was quite a substantial correction here. If I take the price range, that we've actually fallen almost 6% within the day, which is why trading on the 4-hour charts, which we're doing, happens so abruptly. You get in, you get out, because we could easily dump or correct back up. It's very volatile and things move very quickly, and it is definitely categorized as an aggressive trade. Now, beyond that, same thing applies itself with Ethereum. Just as quickly, and why I've always said, and even in yesterday's video, to put Ethereum on the back burner, but still a possible trade opportunity, is because within this, we've just seen Ethereum do some weird things, and we were honestly expecting to see the same thing happen again. But just as quickly as we broke through this, and we had our little opportunity to capitalize off a run to the upside here because we confirmed outside trading, just as quickly as we went up, and we hit the price ceiling, which you can clearly see is outlined right here. We had resistance in the past at this point here. That's why we have the clear price ceiling drawn. Just as quickly as we hit it, we fell right back down for a short opportunity down here, which is why I kept saying, get in and get out quick, because a run is happening. Same thing goes with Bitcoin. Just as quickly as we ran to the upside here, as quickly as we pumped up, we corrected right back down. It's definitely a bull trap in the grand scheme of things here. And now we are forming a new interesting movement here, and we're going to have to tweak the charts again later on in today's video, because this doesn't necessarily excuse the movements within Bitcoin here. We can definitely tweak this bottom uptrend, the support, in our favor and get a more extended support level, because as you can see, we haven't yet broken out of it. So lots of interesting things to go over. We've also kind of drawn and figured out kind of the movement on the S&P 500, where to be buying in, where to be selling short, and you can see it has been doing exactly what we have predicted here. We literally drew a prediction, right, on the way the S&P would move, and you can see that is exactly what is happening here. We've been following my chart to a T perfectly over the past couple of days, referencing bottom right here, and you can see just the explosion to the upside here. I'm going to jump to the daily because it looks a bit better here, but you can see the beautiful reversal off bottom support called perfectly. And a breakout is definitely coming for the S&P 500. So I'm excited to see what's to come within November. But with that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, before we dive into the technical analysis, huge shout out to BidFi for giving away $200 in free cryptocurrency, something they don't usually do all that often, but every now and then they do have promotions coming up for some free rewards. And as you guys can see, you can grab your $200 rewards by literally signing up with that link down in the description, completing KYC, and activating your futures account, which is super easy, very simple, and you can earn $200 in rewards. So go do that right now down in the description below. Open it up on a new page. Now, moving forward and diving into the technical analysis, you can see yesterday we were talking about how everything is breaking out. We've pretty much outlined and drawn clear as day where this symmetrical triangle would inevitably need to make a decision here, as the higher lows and the lower highs are meeting each other, and we are getting constricted, and a decision is going to have to be made. And obviously that decision happened here. Now, as you guys can see, a quick refresh of the top 10 cryptocurrencies clearly reveals the global crypto market cap at 1.28 trillion, down 2%. Obviously what goes up must come down, and you can see after the run up, we had a rundown, but we're not in a bad space like across the board for all of these cryptocurrencies because almost everything is back to where we started from. So this is good news if you ask me. And ideally, this should reference some more consolidation, which should be needed for some higher movements, regardless of how we decide to trade or move. Anyways, we do have some very interesting patterns here where we can easily make some profit, regardless of where we move, as long as we're not flatlined, which we're clearly not, as long as there's volume and volatility in the market, we'll be able to capitalize off these runs. So the fact of the matter, with XRP moving to the upside here, it's very easy that there's a good chance we have to expect the opposite to come in play. Because we went up hard, there's a good chance we'll come down hard to moving average right here. But for the time being, we've been able to slowly, capitalize off the run to the upside here. Every time we've been running up, we've been moving our stop losses higher and higher, whether we are selling out of the position, buying in again, and moving that stop loss up, regardless of how you want to do it. We've been able to capitalize off this XRP run. We've clearly discovered a bottom and distinguished that bottom from the rest. This is a support here, and because we've now consolidated back from 68 on the RSI down to 51, there's now a better opportunity for us to buy back in and long this to the upside here the longer we start to move. So keep your eyes peeled on the XRP markets here. There's definitely some sort of technical indicator forming, but it hasn't shown its face just yet. So keep your eyes peeled on that. But we are still long on XRP right now. We still do have trades opened up. We still have our stop loss just in case we do decide to dip lower here. But for the time being, we can suspect a run to the upside. And even if we don't and we drop downwards here, we'll be able to lock in a ton of profit already from capitalizing off our previous opportunity, which was right here, this either descending fractal or symmetrical triangle, like whatever you want to call it, whatever this is, we've been able to capitalize off this. So this movement right here, we've been able to buy in at the end of either the lower high, lower low pattern here, or at the end of the symmetrical triangle. We've been able to buy in right here and long this to the upside. So it was very simple, very easy to accomplish here. So keep your eyes peeled on this market as there's a good chance more opportunity will present itself. Now, obviously, we do these trades on BidFi. You can see right here, too, another thing we'll talk about, new user bonus up to $2,888, which we will check out a little bit later. But as you guys can see, BidFi is the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange that I like to use here on the channel. Lets me buy long, sell short, leverage trade, create stop losses. Everything you could possibly think of is offered on BidFi, which makes them so unique in this marketplace here. So make sure to check them out down in the description below. You can long, you can short, you can create your take profit, you can create your stop loss, you can create the amount of leverage that you want. Anything you want to do, anything you want to consider is offered right here. They're leverage, cross-isolated. They've just been updating and doing an incredible job on the exchange here. But moving forward from BidFi and looking at these other cryptos besides XRP, as you guys can see, Ethereum has continued to complete its 4-hour symmetrical triangle. Just because we had this flare up, which had an opportunity to long right here and get in and head out real quick, doesn't mean let's say you got burned on this. Let's say you got burned on this short. Doesn't mean you're out of the game just yet. There still is a big opportunity to come at the end of this, which should be very soon. Just because we had the flare doesn't mean it's over just yet. Obviously, it's still very aggressive, but we do look really good. You can see that why we're having this problem is because we're retesting the moving average on the weekly so very much so. So it's such a difficult resistance to break through, which is what we're trying to do. But again, as we've been retesting it, we've been forming what appears to be a massive 4-hour symmetrical triangle. And at some point or another, this is going to break, and hopefully it's bullish. But even if we drop, we'll be able to short it. Now, as for Bitcoin, same thing happened here. As we move closer and closer to finding a decision here, we have kind of been able to, we can tweak these charts ever so slightly to determine what we're looking at here. So obviously, we had the obvious bull trap formation right here, which obviously I'm sure some people got burned on. But what happened? Well, we've now consolidated right back down inside our symmetrical triangle, and there's still room and opportunity to capitalize off this symmetrical triangle once it reveals itself. There's still an opportunity to long it, and there's still an opportunity to short. It just hasn't happened yet. So keep your eyes peeled on this market. And lastly, the S&P 500 is doing absolutely phenomenal. This is the simplest, easiest textbook trades we can just continue to go on for. Easiest call we've made here from where the bottom would be. We're breaking outwards here. We'll probably hit the top, see some more consolidation, and then we'll blast through it. But we've said where the bottom is. We've had the opportunity to get in here. It's a small one nonetheless, but this is the easiest most obvious trade we've been able to do. We've called this, we've drawn this. I've left it on for you guys to show you, to outline what we've been dealing with here, and it's been proving itself day after day. So this was a very simple and easy task. And lastly, before I forget, here's where you can earn up to $2,888 completely free by signing up with that description below for new users. So make sure to check this out down below. But with all of that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.